So you know that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about on air with Russell of Hotels. Today is Tuesday, right? Today's Tuesday, February 13th. Today is show number 240. Man, 240. No, pretty soon I'll be at the 250, right? And the countdown begins to 300, right? So anyway, hope you guys are doing well. I'm just gonna say happy Monday. No, today's Tuesday, right? Did I say that already? I don't know. Anyway, been getting a lot of information back. I do hotel site selection, right? So been getting a lot of good information back. I think let's keep our fingers crossed. I think I did find a location for my group that wants to be in kind of in that southeast region. You guys know I was in South Carolina several weeks ago, and I was scouting out some places for my particular group, but they weren't looking for a typical hotel, right? They were looking for something that's more rustic, more out of the way, more kind of like retreat like. It could be like cabin like camping, glamping kind of thing. So I did find a place in, I'll just tell you the city that it's in, Asheville, North Carolina. I'm just waiting for some pricing to come back. I'm keeping my client, abreast of what's going on because kind of under the gun, right? Because they need to do this program within the next 6 months. So I'm gonna make sure we keep things going, right? Meaning I'm actively looking, actively having conversations, and you always want to make sure you keep your client in the loop of what's going on, right? So every correspondence that I get via email, I'm sending it to my client as well, so she can be aware of what's going on. Like I just mentioned, we're talking about pricing, and these are cabins, right? So check this out. These are cabins and airstreams. Okay, you know what an airstream is like I guess like a camper or trailer. You can pull it. You pull it to campsites and things like that. So this is unique. It sits on a lake. It from the photos and all this. Of course, we have to do a site of this later before we sign a contract. But we're trying to get pricing now and just getting all the specifics, and then we'll go take a road trip and check it out, right? So you always want to make sure, especially when it's something this unique, that, because this is going to set the precedence for a lot of other stuff that they do, this particular group, right? So, and this may be the site that they'll have on the East Coast, right? So the Southeast region, right? Because we already have a site on the West Coast, but we need something on that coast, right? So this may be the making of a long term, relationship, and that's what we're going for, right? So, but anyway, this is the monologue before the show, right? So I always want to make sure I, keep you guys abreast of what I'm working on, because I do hotel site selection, or in this case, retreat selection, or whatever, rustic selection, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for something rustic. That's the term, that's the word that they're looking for. We want something rustic. We don't want something typical. We want something out of the ordinary. Okay, all right. Well, hey, I'm gonna find it, right? If it's funky, I'm gonna find it. That's what Guy Fieri says, on Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives. Obviously, that's one of my favorite shows, right? But anyway, this is just a monologue. But let me just, I'm gonna pause for a minute, get the intro going, and then we'll come back for the show, right? On air with Russell of Hotels, show number 240. We're gonna get into it. We got a couple topics to go over. Actually, it's gonna be continue. If you saw my daily check-in yesterday, it's gonna be a continuation of that. So we're gonna talk about some building. What is it called? Building your brand credibility. That's what it is. It's all about building your brand credibility on social media. So I'm gonna put you on hold for a second, and I'm gonna get started with the intro, and then we'll be right back. Peace.
Welcome to On Air with Russell of Hotels, where we talk about everything hospitality, from hotels to influencers and everything in between. We will feature guest interviews with hospitality professionals who will share their experiences. Your host, Russell Edmond, has spent over 25 years in the hospitality industry, beginning his career with Marriott International in hotel operations before moving into the sales arena and becoming a relationship-building director of sales and marketing. Russell then went to the other side as a hospitality entrepreneur. He now consults in the hotel and meeting space, which includes being the CEO of Russell of Hotels Group. Did I mention he was a veggie foodie? Yes. Russell is always looking for good non-meat eats. Please welcome your host, Russell Edmond.
Hey. Once again, thank you so much for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about. Today is Tuesday, February 13th, 2024, show number 240. Like I said earlier, hope you guys are doing well. I know I said that before, but I tend to repeat myself. I don't know what that's all about, but I always do. So anyway, so get used to it. So because I'm sure I'll repeat myself again. So once again, this is a live hospitality talk show. I do this every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Been doing it it's going on 5 years I've been doing this show, right? So it's been fun. It's been a good ride. It's a way for me to get my brand out there, to get my, my experience out there, to let people know what I do, how I can help them, or let people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them, right? So that's at least three things you should always get in the habit of letting people know, right? Because you just never know what people need from you or what they want, what they're working on or whatever. So you just never know, right? So like I said, the hotel site selection thing, that's what I do. My job is to find locations for my clients, my, companies, organizations, whatever they're looking for. My job is to find it, right? So wherever that is, if that's here in the U.S., that's what I'm going to find. If it's on the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, doesn't matter. If it's in, Europe, I got to find something in Europe. So you just let me know. You give me the destination, I'll find you the hotel, right? So there you go. So boom, there you go. So as you can see, I'm always going to show every scene that I go to, I'm always going to show a hotel, right? So this is the Grand Bahamian Lodge in Greenville, South Carolina. So the scenes will change. I'll probably, during the course of this show, go through 20 scenes, okay? You won't know it because you're not going to be counting, okay? But there'll be a hotel or a destination on every one of these scenes that I go to. And normally they'll have, a caption of who they are or what they are. So there you go. So just to keep you updated. And, I guess tomorrow's Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day to everyone. My mom out there in Blythe, so happy Valentine's Day. And what are you gonna do? I don't know, but we'll figure it out tomorrow, right? So this is real quick because I got rid of some scenes, right? So we're just gonna get right into it, right? So let me just get right into it. Building your credibility on social media. Now, yesterday I do a daily check-in. So if I don't do this show, this is every Tuesday. I do Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday a show called the Daily Check-in with Russell of Hotels. So yesterday, I actually started this because it's I think I came up with about 12 steps, right, to building your credibility on social media. So yesterday I did the first 5, and I'll go through those, but I'm not going to go into the first 5 in detail because I've already kind of did that yesterday. So if you want to catch that, please feel free to check out the Daily Check-in yesterday on these same platforms. That's Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and X. That used to be Twitter. Okay, so feel free to go back and look at those. But I will definitely go over them, mention what they are, but I'm not going to go into detail. I'm not going to give a whole definition of what that means because I already did that, right? So, but anyway, so let me just make sure I have the chat on. If you guys want to make comments, feel free to make comments. It's open now. Yep, there you go. So feel free to just say, hey, what's going on? What are you doing? What are you talking about? What the hell's going on? Who are you? Whatever you want to say. I'm located here, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I'm here for all of it today, okay? Just today, maybe not tomorrow, but today I'm here for all of it. So feel free to make your comments. Just say, hey, what's going on? And we'll go from there. So building your credibility on social media. The last couple of weeks I've been doing things about like interviewing, things to say during the interview or things you shouldn't say during the interview. Last week had to do with, building your brand, your personal brand via social media. Today, now that you build your brand on social media, what about, establishing your credibility? How do you get people to know or think that you're credible about certain things, right? We're going to go through that, right? So just hold on tight, and there you go. So, okay. So the first is define your brand identity. So like I said, I went through these yesterday. So define your brand identity, create quality content, be authentic, always be authentic, right? So whoever you are, whatever you are, however you deliver things, make sure you stick to that. Don't be fake, because people will be able to see that you're fake, okay? And be transparent. It's okay to kind of let people know that, okay, this is what I've done. This is what I learned. This is how I got burned. This whatever the issues are that you had, that's okay, because people want to hear the story. They want to hear the story that you are authentic and that you're sharing things that maybe you normally don't share, right? You're being transparent. Just like with my clients, right? When I get correspondence via email from my clients, I make sure I let my client, from the hotel, from my hotel partners, I make sure my client gets the same email. I'll copy her on it or copy them on it or let them know exactly what is transpiring, because I don't like people to have any surprises, right? So, well, you didn't tell me that. I didn't hear about that. Why are you springing that on me now? No. I copied you on this. This is what I'm dealing with. So every step of the way what I'm working on or dealing with or some of the issues that may arise, right? Because if you hold things back and then all of a sudden you start copying them on and like, well, where is this coming from? I didn't know there was a problem, right? So not saying that there will be problems, but just be transparent with your clients and let people know. Just the same way, building your credibility. That's building your credibility with my client, right? She knows or they know that I'm going to share everything with them. I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to be authentic. This is me. Okay. So, and we go from there, right? So engage with your audience too. So that's why I said I open up the comments, because if people want to engage, I want to engage with them. I'm good. I'm good with that, right? So please engage, because I want to engage with you. I'm going to say, hey, what's going on? If I know you, if I don't know you, I'm going to put your comments on the screen, that kind of stuff, so the whole world can see. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So, and then provide value and expertise, right? So whatever you're expert in, if that's hotel site selection, if that's content creating, if that's being a hotel consultant, you're familiar with the sales process or, operations, or used to be a GM, you start off in housekeeping, whatever those things are, bring that value and that expertise to the table. Let people know that this is what you're about. I spent 25 years in hotels. Well, what did you do? One job? No, I did many. Well, what did you do? Okay, I did stuff in housekeeping, and then kind of progressed. Finally got to sales. Then from there, went to be a general manager. Then from being a general manager, didn't like it, went back to being a director of sales and marketing. So those are the things. That's my story, right? That's my story. So, but I have expertise on each one of these disciplines that I did. I have an expertise. So I can talk intelligently about anything that's happened in a hotel. And I guarantee you, there's not many things that have happened in a hotel that I have not either seen, witnessed, or experienced. Okay. You name it, I've seen it. I walked in on people, not on purpose, right? Because they didn't answer the door. They didn't say anything. You always want to go announce yourself. You knock on the door, boom, 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 boom. If you're housekeeping manager or manager, whatever, knock on the door, right? If they don't say anything, okay, I'm entering the door, open the door, and then boom, you're right there. They're right there looking at you. I'm like, didn't I just say housekeeping? I'm coming in and knocked on the door like 10 times. Oh my goodness. That has happened so many times. It's ridiculous. So, but yeah, so I got stories, right? But that's not what we're here to talk about today. But I just want to let you know that there's a lot of things that I have experienced in hotels that I'm sure other people have experienced some of the same stuff, right? But But yeah, it seemed like it was just a everyday thing that it was something big that was jumping off. You know what I mean? So, especially when you work at night, right? I used to be and I kind of jump around a lot doing this stuff, right? But when you work at night, I used to be a night manager at this what was it, Sheraton in Sacramento, which is actually at Rancho Cordova, and which is outside of Sacramento. And I mean, you would at night. There's a lot of stuff that happens at night, especially we're big on doing like what do you call them, class reunions. You know how class, 10-year, 15-year, 20-year, whatever, that kind of thing. 10-year reunions were the worst, okay, because everybody still think, basically still think they're in high school, and they want to do things that they weren't able to do then, or maybe, try to hook up with people that they weren't able to hook up with then. I mean, it was crazy. Those have to be the craziest things, the craziest events that I've actually witnessed and had to get in the middle of and kick people out. More people got escorted out of the hotel from 10-year reunions than anything else, right? 10-year reunions, yeah. Call the police, call the sheriff, get them out of here, okay? So we used to kick people out like almost weekly. It was just crazy how people still think they're in high school. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, they're like 28 years old, right? And they're acting like they're in high school. But anyway, so I just thought I'd throw it in there. But yeah, so define your brand identity, create quality content, be authentic and transparent, engage with your audience, and provide value and expertise. Whatever that is, provide that value and expertise. Okay, so we're going to get to the next, I think, 7. And these, I'm going to, kind of go in and give you a definition of what I mean by these things. So just so you know, right? So consistency across platforms. Maintain consistency in your branding, messaging, and tone of voice across all social media platforms. This helps reinforce your brand identity and makes it easier for your audience to recognize and engage with your content. So, but yeah, across platforms, meaning don't just use one platform. Do it across all different platforms if that's what you want to do, right? I'm not saying that you have to. I use like on this right here. So this is content that I'm creating, right? So, but I don't just use, if you're looking at me on Facebook, I'm not just using Facebook, right? I'm using Facebook, I'm using LinkedIn, I'm using X, I'm using IG, right? So I'm using all these different platforms to get the message across. I never want, and I always give people advice on what they shouldn't do. Never just do one platform, okay? Because what happens if you get canceled from that platform? What happens if they suspend you for whatever? Hopefully that doesn't happen, but the more you're involved in social media, the more you're posting things, the more you adding music and things like that, the more likely you are to be, sanctioned or canceled or suspended for an extended period of time. Instagram is big on that, okay? So just so you know, and if you put all your eggs in one basket, then let's just say that you got canceled by whoever, Instagram or whatever, which I have before. So this is my story. This is my experience, right? I got canceled twice for 2 weeks at a time. So that's a month total, right? So just imagine you're, relying on this one particular platform to get your message out about your company or your brand that that you created. And then all of a sudden you cannot post on that platform for a month. Would that kind of put a damper on your company or on what you're trying to do? Yeah, I would think so. So that's why you should not put all your eggs in one basket and just promote on one platform. Use multiple platforms. That's all I'm saying. Build relationships with content creators, okay? Some people call these content creators, they call them influencers, okay? Influencers, that's a bad word, right? That's not the word that the influencers, a real influencer doesn't like the term influencer, okay? They like the term more content creator, okay? They may have another one now, I don't know. But content creators, that's what I am, right? I'm a content creator and I do hotel site selection, okay? Those are two things that I do for the most part. So collaborate with content creators and industry experts to align with your brand values and can help amplify your message to a wider audience. Partnering with content creators can enhance your brand's credibility and reach. Yeah, that's what you want, right? So what this means is, okay, I'm gonna give you a great example. Okay, Instagram. So if you're doing a live on Instagram, there's a way that, I mean, of course, you can invite people to come on, right? But the people that you want to come on, the content creators that you want to come on, make sure they have more of a reach than you do. Make sure those content creators have more followers than you do. So say if I don't have that many followers. Let's say I got 1,700 followers on Instagram. Let's just say that, okay? But I invite someone to come on and do a collaboration who has 30,000. Okay, so add my 1,700 to their 30. That's 31,000 people that I have access to that I can potentially reach. Okay, so why wouldn't you want to do that, right? So make sure if you collaborate with anybody, make sure they have more followers than you. Hey, what's up? I see cousin Jeff Mack, JD Mack, Q Voice. Okay, let me put his comment on here. What is he saying? What's up, cuz? How about that hookah lounge hospitality? Okay. Jeff, he happens to be a cousin of mine, okay? He lives in, gosh, outside of Tucson. What is it called? I was going to say Casa Grande. It's not Casa Grande. It's, let me know the city that you live in. I'm sorry. But he has a hookah lounge, right? Give me the name of the hookah lounge and the city that it's in. I just can't remember. Sierra Vista, Arizona, which is not too far from Tucson, and not too far from the Mexico border either, right? So I think it's kind of in between there. Well, he has a hookah lounge. He retired from the military. I believe he was in the Army for years, and he retired out there and bought a hookah lounge. Okay, I'm like, okay. So it's in Sierra Vista. So if you're ever in Sierra Vista, reach out to or go give me the name of it. Chill Factor Hookah and Cigar Lounge. I'm like, you ain't got to worry about me going in there because if it smells like smoke, I'm not going in there. Okay, I don't smoke, right? But if there's a full bar and all that kind of stuff in there as well, so I'll go in there and get my drink on, I guess. But I'm definitely not going to be in there smoking hookah or whatever. But there's a lot of people into that, right? So yeah, so this is my cousin, 22 years in the Army. Okay, so hey, thank you for your service, cousin. Appreciate that. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, the people that come on, you're gonna get some kind of love. So okay, so basically the hookah lounge is in Sierra Vista. The name of it is called Chill Factor Hookah and Cigar Lounge. The best ventilation. Okay. And Jim says he loves a good cigar. So okay, Jim, next time you're in Sierra Vista, okay, make sure you stop in and see Jeff Mack. He's my cousin, and he'll take care of you. Okay, so there you go. All right, see, I just made a connection, right? Okay, so getting back to what I was saying. So build relationships with content creators. Make sure, like I said, if you're gonna do lives, especially on Instagram, make sure you're doing it with people that have more reach than you do, more, followers and things like that, because you want to make sure you tap into their followers as well. Okay. So that's always a good thing. In fact, I did it one with Kat Von B. Okay. Kat Von B she goes by the name of the Traveling Greek. Okay. So she does a lot of, she's very familiar with every hotel in Greece. Okay. For the most part, she spends at least 6 months in Greece, right? So we did a live together. I think she has like 50,000. Let's just say I think at least 50,000 people that follow her, and I was able to get on that and talk to some of the people that she knows. Now they know me, right? So I'm like, that's what it's all about, right? Is creating that synergies and collaboration and all that kind of stuff, and that's what you want, because you never know. Today's live may lead to tomorrow's clients. I just made that up, right? I just made it up. You hear that one? So yeah, so just today's live could lead to tomorrow's clients. So just make sure, if you can, I suggest that you do this, that you do build relationships with other content creators, especially the ones in your field or in your same genre. If that's travel, that's fine. If that's hospitality, that's good. Hospitality is a wide range of people and professions, right? So if you can align yourself with them, make sure that the people that you're aligning with, they have the same beliefs and values in your products that you do. I mean, if it's hospitality, make sure they have the same values that you do. Okay, you don't want to align with people that just out there just wilding out. You don't want to do that, right? So just make sure they align with that, and keep it moving. Leverage user testimonies and reviews. Share positive customer testimonials, reviews, and user-generated content to show real-life experiences with your brand. Social proof is a powerful way to build credibility and trust with your potential customers. There you go. So and the next one, monitor and manage your reputation. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Because I'm getting confused here. So I'm gonna start wiping these out. Boom. Boom. Okay, and I just said leverage user testimonials and reviews. Okay, so next one, monitor and manage your reputation. Oh, what does that mean? Monitor mentions of your brand and social media and respond promptly to any negative criticism or feedback. Address concerns publicly and address concerns publicly and take proactive steps to resolve issues to demonstrate your commitment to customer satisfaction. Yeah, if someone's giving you feedback, always make sure you address that feedback. Just like, I take this stuff seriously. If people make comments, even if I'm going to show, what Jeff is doing at Chill Factor Hookah, okay, I'm going to show that stuff on the screen, right? Because that's what I do. That's what I'm all about, right? So providing something that's good, it's in good taste, it's not out there crazy, because people can put a bunch of crap on social media, right? Well, I'm not here for all that stuff, right? But if you have comments, you have serious questions or whatever, yeah, I'm gonna put that stuff up there and show it. If it's all about me promoting you or promoting your hospitality business, I'm gonna do that as well. So that's what I do. So, but if there's comments and someone's making some negative stuff, you got to address those as well, right? So whatever that is, if they have questions about, I had this issue with this hotel, what do you think about this? And how? Well, they put it out there, so I have to, at least let them know from my, point of view how I would handle a certain situation, right? So that's how and remember, we're trying to build credibility, right? So you can't build credibility if you're skirting issues or not answering questions or not, practicing what you preach. If I say I'm all about promotion and marketing and things like that, and then if Jeff posts something and I don't put it, I don't post it on the screen while I'm doing the show, well then that's being a discredit to me as well as a disservice to him, right? So, because people come on this platform because they want to be seen, they want to be heard, they want to know what's going on, they want people to know what they're doing, and that's what I'm all about. So if they don't do it, that's my job to help them out. There you go. No harm, no foul. It's no big deal for me to click a button and have it show on the screen, right? So there you go. It's all about, to me, it's all about, because things come back to you, right? The more you give, the more things they circle back around and come back to you, okay? So there you go. That's just how I think, right? I don't know how you guys think, but that's how I think. So monitor and manage your reputation. So I just did that one. The next one, let me get rid of that one. Stay updated on trends and insights. Stay updated. Stay informed about emerging trends, changes in consumer behavior, and updates to social media algorithms. Adapt your strategies accordingly to remain relevant and engage with your audience effectively. Yeah, so always make sure you stay up on the trends, whatever's going on. Algorithms change all the time, right? So I continue to post things, and this is how I know that an algorithm has changed. If I'm posting things and for whatever reason I'm not getting the same kind of engagement that I was getting before, right? So now I got to start doing my research. Like I got to start. There's certain people that I follow on social media that this is what they do. They follow different trends and algorithms. So I suggest you find people that that do that as well. I listened to this one podcast called Nikki and Moose, Nicky and Moose, like the animal, Moose. They have a show on. They do a podcast on. I want to say it's on YouTube, right? So they always keep things updated on algorithms. And they talk about every social media platform, how to get around certain things, how they do things, and they talk about marketing and branding and building credibility as well, right? So I get a lot of information from them because, especially when I'm posting things and I'm not getting the same engagement that I was getting before. I'm like, well, what's going on? So I can ask them questions right during their show. They normally do it I know Nikki does it like every night or something like that. So I'll go on and just ask questions like, hey, I noticed that has the algorithm changed on LinkedIn or whatever? And they say, hey, yeah, I've been, noticing that too. You may want to try this, or what has worked for you before. You look at past things that you posted before, and you got a lot of views, a lot of hits, a lot of engagement from, and try to recreate that. But sometimes you got to think about it. Think about this. Is it the music that people are wanting to hear, or is it the actual message that you're putting out there? Sometimes it's the music. Like, one of the big things was Super Bowl. Okay, Usher was the performer, right? So one of the song with, I think it's called Yeah, with him and Lil Jon. Okay, that song went viral. Okay, on every social media platform. So if you posted something within 24 hours of that show of Super Bowl and you use that song Yeah, you're probably, whatever you post, didn't matter what it was, I don't want to say went viral, but it probably, you got more views and engagement than you would normally get from any other thing. That's just how it works, right? So when something's popular, because millions of people saw that show. So, and then of course, everybody's reposting and posting this and saying this, making comments. Well, then that makes that song go viral, right? Because sometimes it's the song that makes your post go viral, or the message or the wording. It's not necessarily the message that you're putting out or the video that you're putting out. It's a lot of times the message, meaning the song, or sometimes it's just words. It's somebody just speaking, right? And something for whatever reason resonates with the algorithm, and other people get it, and it just runs wild. So that's basically how that works, right? So yeah, stay updated on trends and insights. Like I said, I get my stuff from Nikki and Moose, but any kind of major event that happens, just like the Super Bowl, where there's tons of people watching it, listen to the music they're playing during that. If it's like a concert kind of thing, look at the music they're playing, and you can take that same music, as long as it's within like 24 hours or when that was over, and I guarantee you, it will explode your posting. It's just gonna last for a day or so, but at least you'll get your message out. You never know who you'll reach within that day. If you normally only get 500 people, now you got 15, 20,000. Well, hey, there you go. Then you did your job, right? Measure and analyze performance. Let me move this up because I can't see that. Measure and analyze performance. Use analytic tools to track key performance metrics such as engagement rates, reach, and conversion, not conversation, conversions. Analyze the data to understand what content resonates most with your audience and optimize your strategy accordingly. So if you're doing all that, you're measuring and analyzing your data, you look at that and see, like I said, you always want to go back and see which ones worked. What was your last post that you did that got like 10,000 views, right? So if you've been averaging like 5,000 and all of a sudden you got a spike of like 10, well, try to recreate that one. Well, why did you get 10,000? What did you do? What time of day did you post it? What did it say? What was the message? What music accompanied it? Accompanied it. I can't speak today. Maybe I need some water. Maybe that's what it is. Let me drink some water. So just make sure you do that. So kind of just look at what you did before and try to duplicate it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, because I've done that before. Like, it didn't work the second time. It darn sure worked the first time. I don't know why, but it didn't work the second time. But you just have to keep doing it. Don't get discouraged. Just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. And eventually it'll catch up. So once again, that was measure and analyze performance. And then the last one is continuous improvement. Continuously evaluate and redefine your social media strategy based on insights and feedback. Experiment with new approaches, test different content formats, and stay agile to adapt to changing trends and audience preferences. By following these steps and consistently delivering value to your audience, you can build a strong and credible presence for your brand on social media platforms. Yeah, you have to continue. You have to see what works for you and your people, right? So if you want to ask questions, that's fine. Hey, what do you want to see? Ask people what they want to see. If I'm doing hotels, what do you want to see in a hotel or in hospitality? What do you want to see? Do you want to see like food and beverage training? Things that have to do more with food and beverage. You want to see what I think about non-meat eats or vegan food or whatever. I mean, I'm just throwing those things out as an example. I can tailor it to whatever people want to see, right? So there you go. But that's where it comes in. That's when you get everybody involved and engaged and stuff like that, right? So you have to be open to everything. You have to be open to criticism as well, right? Because doing these things, it opens myself up to criticism. Do I care? No, that's fine. I'm here for all that, right? But some people can't handle that. They like, well, I got too much criticism. I'm not going to do that anymore. That's one reason why people stop doing like podcasts or whatever. They don't like some of the comments that they get, the negative comments, the negative feedback, or maybe they're getting too much feedback. They can't handle it. Well, all that stuff happens, but sometimes that comes with the territory as well. So, make it happen. It's all right. It's all right. So if you notice, you see Marriott Bonvoy in the corner over here, right? Is that on that side? Yeah, right here. Boom, boom, boom. Why is that in there, Russell? What's going on here? The last two slides you showed that, right? Well, every hotel today is a Marriott hotel. So if you looked at, this is the Westin in, Greenville, South Carolina. So every hotel that I'm showing is Marriott. So, hey, why not go to Marriott Bonvoy? And have you signed up for Marriott Bonvoy? Are you a Bonvoy member? I guess that's the question, right? I'm a Bonvoy member. You get the free Wi-Fi. Sometimes you get free breakfast. You get all these kind of things. And the thing of it is, it doesn't cost anything to join, right? So why not join it, right? So do it. If you travel a lot like I do, I'm not just a Marriott Bonvoy member. I'm a member of all the other hotels as well. But it's funny how it works out where most of the hotels I stay in are Marriott. Okay, it is funny how that works out. So why not, just MarriottBonvoy.com. Or just go Marriott.com and you'll find it. Anyway, let's move forward. What do I do? Who am I? Okay, I'm the brand who helps your brand. Okay, just like Jeff Mack, JD Mack, Q Voice. I guess that's his name, right? He's with the Chill Factor. He owns the Chill Factor and Hookah Lounge, and Hookah and Cigar Lounge in Sierra Vista, Arizona, right? So he came on. He's giving me information about his establishment. I'm posting it on here. So I'm the brand who helps your brand, right? So he didn't know that I was going to do this. I started asking him questions and he started putting this stuff out there. So he probably didn't know I was going to put it up on the screen, right? So that's what I do, right? My job is to, among being a content creator and hotel site selection, is to show off your brand, right? So if he had, a photo, of it, I wouldn't show it though, because guess why? Because I haven't been there. I have to be at your establishment to do that, right? But sharing some words, where you're located, that's fine. I can do that, right? But if it was like he sent me a video, hey, can you post this video? No, I have to be there in order to experience it for myself. Then that way I can say, I'm credible now, right? Like, hey, I went to check out Chill Factor Hookah and Cigar Lounge in Sierra Vista, Arizona. It was dope. They got good music. They got a DJ. If you want to get your hookah vibe on, you can do that. Now I can talk about it because I've been there. But if I haven't been there, I'm not going to show it. But I can definitely talk about it, right? So there you go. So there's a difference there, right? So, but anyway, so I'm the brand who can help your brand. I do hotel site selection. I do content creating, which this is creating content, and I show off your brand. Okay, so those are things I do. Hotel site selection, I think I explained it earlier, where I assist companies and organizations with finding that right hotel for their meeting, their retreat, their convention, conference, whatever it is. You just give me the destination, and I'll find the hotel for you. And it doesn't even have to be a hotel. Like I mentioned when I first got on the show today, I think I found a location for this client that I was going to say hard to please. They're not hard to please. It's just that they have different requirements for their meetings, right? They want to be away from things. They don't want to be distracted because the subject matter is different. So you have to know your client, right? Always know your client, know exactly what they're doing, what they stand for, what's important to them. And I found out everything that's important to them. And now I know exactly what they're looking for as far as, for their retreats. For, is it a hotel vibe? No, it's not your typical hotel vibe. So I have to, when I'm talking to CVB's representatives or hotel representatives, they look at it as, okay, we got to get business, right? So this would be the perfect hotel because, we're non-branded or whatever. It goes beyond being non-branded. It has nothing to do with that, right? It's more of, wait a minute, something just clicked on here. What was that? I don't know what that was. But yeah, so it's more than that. It's more of a vibe. And not many people can understand that. I'm trying to explain. So I have to explain the entire group and what they stand for and what they're trying to do, what education they're doing and all that kind of stuff. And then that way you could understand, like, oh, it's a sensitive thing. They can't be interrupted, because they're dealing with a lot of sensitive material, right? And it can be personal material too. So you don't want, everybody to hear this, what's going on or what they're talking about, what they're discussing, because it's a sensitive nature. So it's not your typical hotel. So when I'm asking these hotels, like, do you have meeting space that's like on the, do you have this one meeting space that's on the opposite side? There's one way in, one way out, that kind of thing. They're like looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, what do you mean? Is a share? Does the wall share with another meeting space? Can I make sure that no one comes over there? No one else is, next to there. Make sure that this meeting is taking place, and there's not like a 10-year class reunion next door, or a sales meeting that's making a lot of noise, or a group of high schoolers or athletes or whatever that can make a lot of noise. Oh, I can't guarantee that. Well, that's not the place that I want then. It's based on what the client wants, not based on what I want, right? So it took me a while to kind of come up with this rustic feel. That's the term that I'm looking. Rustic. It has to be rustic. It can be out of the way. It's not atypical, and I'm looking for a certain vibe. Does that even make sense to people? I don't know. But just know your client. At the end of the day, know your client and know exactly what they want, and then go from there. A lot of hotel people are not going to understand what you're talking about until once this contract is signed, I'm going to let people know this is the vibe I'm looking for, right? So what I try to do though, and I'm going off on a tangent here, and I understand that, and that's okay. What I tried to let them know is that where did we meet previously? So I gave them the information. I gave them the roadmap, right? So if your hotel doesn't align with this particular property, that the last property that we used, then more than likely we're not going to use your property. So it has to be on the same level as this. And when I mean level, it's not like, it's a 4 or 5. No, it's not that at all. But it's rustic. It's rustic. It's out in the middle of nowhere, right, for the most part. This is like a hilltop, retreat. So not that you have to have a hilltop retreat, but it has to be small, quaint, and rustic. That's what they're looking for, and a different type of vibe. That's what they're looking for. So there you go. Just know your client. So that's some of the stuff that I do. This is relevant. Is your brand staying relevant? How do you stay relevant, Russell? I mean, what is that all about? How do you do that? I mean, you just talked about, you just talked about, what am I trying to say? Your credibility and all that kind of stuff. Now you're talking about, is your brand relevant? Okay, well, one, continuously market research. So these are the things that you should do to keep your brand relevant. Okay, market research, continuous. You can't just stop and say, okay, I did it, I understand it. No, you got to continuously, do your market research. Number two, adaptability and innovation. Are you adapting to the current times? Are you using innovation? I use AI, right? So I use AI to keep things going, right? Not saying you have to use AI, but you have to use some different things that are coming on to stay relevant. You just do. Number three, strong online presence. Do you have a strong online presence? I like to think I do, right? Number four, authentic brand storytelling. Are you telling your story? Do people know where you come from? How why you exist? Why'd you start Russell of Hotels? Where, do they know that? Do they know the story? There is a story. Everyone has a story, but some people are reluctant to tell their story. But I tell my story all the time, right? How I started. I'm sure I went through it already, right? And I may go through it again by the end of this show. So there you go. Number 5, customer engagement and feedback. Make sure if you have customer engagement and they're asking questions, you make sure you encourage feedback, meaning you feedback from them and you're giving them feedback as well. And if you miss the mark on a lot of these different things, you don't want to do it yourself, collaborate and partner with Russell Hotels. That's what he's here to do, right? He's here to make your brand relevant. Boom, there you go. Hiring and non-meat eats. Who's hiring? I think I only had one. The Hilton Woodland Hills. And what's the significance of the Hilton Woodland Hills? They're looking for director of sales and marketing. I used to be a sales manager there. That was my first job as a salesperson. The Hilton Woodland Hills. They're looking for, this is in the California area, Los Angeles, right? So this is in the valley section of Los Angeles County. So it's in Woodland Hills, California, which is about, let's just take downtown. It's about 30 miles from downtown north. So it's, it's in the valley. It gets hot as heck out there. Beautiful property though. It's in the Trillium complex. So if that even makes sense to anybody out there. And I only know that because I used to work there, right? So that was my first sales opportunity. So they're looking for a director of sales and marketing, and so there you go. So apply. And non-meat eats. Today is Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. I think I'm just doing Beyond Meat tacos today, just so you guys know. Every now and then I will share what I'm doing for Taco Tuesday, because every Tuesday, most Tuesdays, 9 out of 10 Tuesdays, I'm doing tacos, okay? And it varies from different types of vegetables to mushrooms to Beyond Meat. Well, today I'm doing Beyond Meat, so I'll kind of circle back. So I'm doing Beyond Meat tacos today. So there you go. And we're almost done here, right? See, so we're almost done. Okay, real quick, 3 Ps. This is Russell of Hotels 3 Ps. I always go through these 3 Ps, right? Purpose, passion, perseverance. Purpose, know why you do what you do. I mean, I told you everything about me almost, right? So you should know why I do what I do, right? Well, I do what I do because I love promoting. I love even self-promotion, right? So I love getting my brand out there. I love teaching people, or at least, I don't know if it's teaching, but let people know how I do things, right? I mean, if it makes sense to you, you go ahead and do it as well, right? So being credible, building your social media, your personal brand. Those are probably the 2 last things that I talked about. And I think those things are important that we do that, but we can only do that if we show up, okay? And what I mean by showing up is showing up on social media, right? Showing up and letting people know what you do and how you do it. And because that builds credibility. If you just show up every now and then, no one's going to ever believe, that you don't do that stuff. Or if I'm never in hotels, if I'm always in my living room showing, oh, this is my living room and this is what it looks like outside. But if I'm in hotels, people are like, oh, okay, now I understand. Russell of Hotels, he goes to hotels, right? He does hotel site selection. He creates content for hotels. Okay, so he's all about hotels. He has, 25, 30 years of experience in hotels. Started off as a housekeeping manager, worked his way up to a general manager. He knows hotels. So, okay, he's credible, right? He can answer these questions that I just had during this show. So that's credibility. That's the reason why I do what I do. So that's the purpose, right? To help you out, right? To be a brand advocate for you as well as for me, to create content for you as well as for me. That's what it's all about, right? So being a brand show off, that's me. That's what I do. So hotel site selection and being a brand show off. Those are 2 things I do. So the purpose of the show is to let people know that, and to assist you, to let you know that I'm here to assist as well. And I'm a resource, okay? Passion. Either you have it or you don't. What should you do? And this is a trick question. What should you do if you don't have passion for what you do? I'll give you like 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. do something else. Okay, if you don't have passion for what you're doing, just do something else. It's okay. No harm, no foul. And perseverance. Be consistent. Continue to evolve. Don't give up and swerve when you need to. Swerve instead of using that P word, which is overused. Pivot. We don't pivot here. We swerve. Okay, we go around it. We don't go through like, oh my God, I'm stuck. Now what I do? Well, I'm cool. Just pivot. No, 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 no. We see it in the horizon that there's a potential problem there if I go through it and then just swerve around it. Okay, so that's what I do. I'm all about swerving. Okay, I see. Let's see. Who's that comment right there? Palomar, swerve. Yes, there we go. We swerve. We don't pivot. That's Palomar. I want to say that's Miss Rogers. I appreciate you coming on, Miss Rogers. Hope you're feeling better. I know you have been under the weather for a couple of days, so hopefully you are feeling better. And I need to reach out to you and give you a call just to check on you. Okay, so I'll do that after I get out of this show. And you should be at home anyway. So hopefully you're not at work. You should be at home. So let's see. On the mend. Okay, see? So there you go. So she's on the mend. Okay, Miss Rogers, I appreciate that. Appreciate you letting me know. But I'm gonna call you, see what's going on, just so I can hear. You know, it's one thing to say it, but it's the other thing that I can hear your voice, right? You know what I mean? So maybe we'll do a live and I'll or the FaceTime, and then that way I can see you and see, because you can see the sickness in people, right? You know what I mean? You see it in their eyes, right? Oh boy, I'm being silly. So anyway, once again, the scenes that I'm showing are all Marriott products. The Grand Bohemian Lodge, although it doesn't say Grand Bohemian Lodge by Marriott, this is a what do you call it? A autograph collection, which is one of the Marriott brands, right? So the Grand Bohemian Lodge is part of the Marriott's autograph collection. So you can go, Marriott.com and look under or search for Grand Bohemian Lodge. It will come up because it is a Marriott branded hotel. This is part of the autograph collection. So we all know that Marriott has like over 30 brands, right? Now I want to say it's like 31 brands now. But yeah, autograph collection is one of those, just in case you did not know. So that is it. Boom. So this is the end of the show. But if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out. You can always email me. I always put this at the end of the show, so you can email me. Russell@russellofhotels.com is the email address. If you want to reach out, meaning you want to call me, you can do that. But this is how you do that. Go to russellofhotels.com. That's my website. My phone number's on there, as well as this website is on. This email's on there as well. So you can always reach out and call me. Reach out in touch. When I say I'm accessible, that means I'm really 100% accessible. I don't think I can do what I do and not be accessible. I can't sit here and do these things and say I'm a resource and then make it hard for you to find me, okay, or hard for us to have a conversation. So definitely I am not hard for you guys to find. You can email me, you can DM me, you can instant message me, whatever the heck you guys want to use. You can do that. And like I said, my phone number is there as well on my website. So feel free to reach out at any time and I'll respond back to you. Or I may even answer the phone. I don't know. And sometimes I let it go to voicemail. But the iPhone now has that feature where you can listen to them leave a message and you still have the option to click it and answer the phone. I thought that was one of the coolest things. I did it by accident, maybe like a couple of weeks ago. So I saw someone call me, and I knew this person, right? And I'm like, well, I got to the phone. I think I had my phone down, and got to the phone too late. And when normally it would go to voicemail. Once you go to voicemail, you can't, do anything, right? It goes to voicemail, and then you listen to the recording. But now the iPhone gives you a feature where you can actually click on it while they're leaving a message and say, hello? Oh, I'll just leave a message for you. That kind of thing, right? I was like, that's kind of cool, right? So anyway. I don't even know why I said that, but that's it. I think that's it, right? So anyway, thank you guys so much. And just so you know, I'm about to do my my intro and my exit, are done by none other than Miss Cheryl Rogers. That's Miss Rogers with Palomar, right? Palomar Insurance. So when you listen to my exit and my intro, the lady that's speaking on there, that's Cheryl Rogers, right? So years when I first started this, and it's been over 5 years now. Reached out to her because I liked her little voice, right? So I said, "Hey, can you do my intro and my exit for me?" And she did it for me, right? So I appreciate that, Cheryl. I mean, to this day, I'm still using your intro and exit. In fact, we got to redo it, but I still want your voice on it, right? So I do appreciate everything you've done for me. She's been instrumental in the show, the success or whatever of this show. And yeah, and it all starts with the intro and the exit. So I appreciate that. So I think I'm about done. You guys have a great day. Once again, remember tomorrow or Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I do the daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. Tuesdays is on air with Russell of Hotels. That's this live hospitality talk show. Comes in at 1 o'clock, right? So just so you know, you'll have 5 days of me, right? So Monday through Friday, I'm doing something, okay? I'm always doing a live or a show or whatever. So there you go. So if you couldn't reach me today, that's okay. Listen to the replay. I'll be doing it again tomorrow. So if you didn't like anything I had to say today, that's okay. Because give me another shot. Because I'll be back tomorrow as well. So anyway, I want to appreciate you. I appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you again to Miss Cheryl Rogers, Jim Schickta, JD Mack out there in at the Hookah Lounge in Sierra Vista, Arizona. Appreciate you guys. And we'll let Cheryl take us out of here. So you guys have a great day. And I'll see you tomorrow for Daily Check-In with Russell of Hotels. Peace.
Thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. Please tune in every Tuesday at 1 p.m. as we talk to other hospitality professionals. Your feedback is important to Russell. Feel free to email him at russell@russellofhotels.com with any questions or suggestions. Until next time, try not to be a person of success. Rather, become a person of great value.